In this video, we'll be looking at filtering event records inside the Ampla client. The Ampla filter plays an important role as it allows the user to view only the records applicable to the task at hand. So an example of this would be a control room operator needing only to see delay event records for the current shift or possibly even the shift previous. Another example might be returning all of the delays where a specific equipment type and cause code have been used. Okay, so now within the Ampla client we can have a look at using the filter builder itself. I've got some dummy downtime data inside of the client here, and what we'll do is we'll have a look at ways we can filter that. So if we open the filter builder, you can see that there's quite a number of parameters we can use, and we can also include and exclude these options in here by simply making those fields filterable or not. Probably the most commonly used filterable parameter would be the sample period option. So this is where when we set up period definitions within Ampla for, say, current shift or current week, production day, fiscal year, etc., it would appear in here as an option, and you can see here that we have shifts available to us. We can then select the period, so we could ask for a current shift or a last shift, or even a shift beginning based upon a day inside of the calendar. A little trick here is sometimes you want to go and get a number of shifts that may span across a weekend when you're returning into the office on, say, a Monday, and you can do that by simply selecting shift, last shift, and then selecting last for shift as an example, so that on a Monday morning when you're using this filter you'll see what's happened up to that time and the 4 shifts beforehand, which is very useful. Another example of filtering data in here would be where you have a string type field, which may be a comment field or an explanation field. You can use a wildcard to go looking for specific text that may exist inside of a comment. Now again, this is quite useful when you have operators who are putting in comments and they're describing problems or they're describing blockages or something like that. We may go in here and we may go looking for every instance of delays where we have the word blocked inside of those comments. Again, very useful. Probably another one worth noting would be using duration. So particularly for delay event records, we may be looking to find delays where the duration was greater than 10 minutes or so. So you can see here this is seconds, so we're saying give us all of the larger delays that exist within this time frame as well. So as you use the filter, each of these parameters can be layered up so that you could have a filter saying give me all of the significant delay records of greater than 600 seconds within the last year where there were comments of a particular nature or even cause codes that were used. And you'll see again, if I select cause code now, it'll allow me to select from a pick list of applicable cause codes that exist in the system. Something to note also would be where you have fields like this field area affected. Now these fields need to be set up inside of the configuration to be linked to lookup lists. If they're not set up to be linked to a lookup list, they'll be free text fields, which makes it much harder for the user to know what values they can select. Another good option to note inside of the filter builder is that if you get into a little bit of trouble or you've got too many things selected, you can simply go down and hit the reset filters and it'll clear that filter out so that you can then start over. So once we've selected the filterable options we require, we simply say OK, and that filter will be applied, returning only the required data. It's important to note that it also then updates the description of the filter in the filter bar above the data. Thanks for watching.